This is the 3-time Impact Wrestling X Division champion, the newest member of Bullet Club. I am the inevitable Ace Austin. And right now I want you to check out something on YouTube for me. If you're looking for some wrestling content on YouTube, go ahead and head over to the NatioNetwork. All right, they got some old school, they got some new school, and I'm willing to bet, chances are they've got something that you'll like, and that is inevitable.
You're watching the Nation Network with your host, Vince McSham. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nation Network. I am your host, Vince McSham, and this is the premiere. That means first time ever. We're going to be doing Countdown. Now, I didn't even know about this movie. I happened to catch a trailer of it, and I was like, oh, that looks like it could be interesting. And not only did I get the chance to watch that, but I watched it with my buddy Jay. Yesterday, we sat
What's up, guys?
How's everybody? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good now.
Well, that's great. So we watched this thing yesterday, and I wanted to put a few things together so we could do this right. But if you're not familiar with the movie, I guess the best way to start this off would probably be to show you the trailer. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to give you a look at the trailer for Countdown. Then we're going to try it again, only this time maybe it'll work. Hold on a second. What just happened?
Technology, gotta love it.
Do you have to? I don't know. Let me do this. That shouldn't matter. Get over here.
You go through 6 partners in 2 years. I get phone calls complaining about you, and you know what I do? I don't call them back because I don't have an answer to the question.
What question?
Why the hell are you still here?
Detective Thompson, are you there?
Can you track it? Signal's being redirected.
Meet me at the WWE event at the Coliseum at 12 noon. And no police. I see them, he dies.
We'll have eyes on you the entire time.
In 6 hours and 42 minutes to find it.
We have a tactical team on standby if needed. Take him now.
You're a dead man.
We'll have officers throughout the arena.
There's a kid with a bomb strapped to him. Can anyone identify this guy?
We'll take him down.
And that's it. How about that? So I'm watching this trailer, not knowing what it is, and all of a sudden I was like, hey, that's Dolph Ziggler. Then I was like, wait a minute, Kane. Then I saw the WWE films, and I was like, ah, of course. So, the trailer actually had me going there for a minute when I first saw it. I said, this actually looks like it could be a good movie. And it wasn't the worst I've ever seen. Papa H in the house, buddy. How you doing? And, well, Jay, what's your first thoughts about the film?
Like you said, hasn't been the worst one I've seen come out from them. I was kind of impressed with some of the cast. I mean, wasn't expecting to see Kane as a police commissioner or police chief, but I think he pulled it off pretty well. Dolph Ziggler has always been one of my favorites, so it was nice to see him in kind of an action role. I think he pulled it off pretty well. Maybe with a better script, he could have done a whole lot more than what he got to do in this movie, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I actually went back and rewatched it again earlier today just to get a refresher for us tonight. So,
wow, look at you!
I know, right?
I don't know that I'm going to sit through it again anytime immediately soon, but I could watch it again at some point in time. My first impressions is that I don't know that Dolph has done any other roles, especially in a leading role. But I feel like he should have been given some more opportunity. I mean, you look at guys like The Rock and John Cena and even Batista and how they're doing. Right. I've always felt that he's a pretty strong player in whatever he does. I mean, he's really good with comedy. That is the hardest thing to do, is live stand-up comedy. And anyone that does anything in show business will tell you that. So he does that well. He's got wrestling. You know, we know he's great at that. He's great with the mic. And now in this movie, which, to your point, not the greatest script we're going to get. It was kind of a cheap version of a Lethal Weapon kind of buddy cop thing. But
right. Yeah, because I that's what I was about to say next. Was that's what it kind of made me feel like, was his character was along the lines of Riggs from the Lethal Weapon movies and stuff. Didn't want a partner, didn't like to work with partners, had background trauma, which you find out later why he is the way he is. So yeah, I got that feel from it, but I think for what it was, I think he pulled it off fairly well.
Yeah. Now, the first part of this video, we're just going to give you our synopsis, stuff like that. This way, if you want to go check it out, you can. We'll give you a heads up warning when we're going into the spoiler section of it. So my overall opinion, I thought out of the three lead actors in this film, I thought Kane was the weakest. It just didn't seem to put any emotion into it. It was very, just for me, matter of fact. And I didn't see anything. I thought Ziggler did pretty damn good with what he was given to work with. And then Catherine, what's her last name?
It flashed up there. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. Catherine. It was like two first names. Anyway, I had never seen her before, but Jay, you said you recognized her from what?
She had done a series of horror movies called Ginger Snaps. Was the very first things I had seen her in. She's mainly done. This was the first like action movie I've seen her in. She mainly stays to that suspense horror genre. So it was nice to see her do a role that I hadn't seen her do before. So
okay, yeah, and I thought she did a decent job. I mean, again, I'm not sure. I don't remember who the director was, but it wasn't Spielberg. I know that.
Right.
You're only. I mean, if you don't have a strong director, you're not going to get a strong performance. So that's A. And I just get a feeling that there probably wasn't the strongest director they could have. Well, maybe it's the strongest one they could have had, but not the strongest that exists. So for that reason, I thought the performances were okay and better than expected in at least one category. Kane, again, we were joking while we were watching, where I turned around and said, well, I guess based on the heels of Fear No Evil, they had to give him a speaking role after that. He was so impressive.
Right. Well, maybe they should have just kept him as the silent character.
The joke. Yeah. So, hey, it is what it is. But I thought for a WWE film, like you said, there were a lot worse than this. Would I watch it again? Yeah, not too soon. Not like you the next day, but I could definitely down the road see popping on and watching it again. Has some good comedy moments, but still not to the level of Lethal Weapon, which you kind of felt that that's what they were targeting. They were trying to pull off a Lethal Weapon type of feel and vibe. And
Right.
to me, it didn't quite get there.
I mean, for the most part, it falls right in line with, in my opinion, the Marine movies and, you know, their action movies that they put out, the 12 rounds and stuff like that. So for the most part, that's how I look at it, is that it's your typical WWE Studios action movie. I just think that maybe with a little more time, and a lot of their movies anymore they focus on the direct to video market, so you're not going to get those high grade scripts and stuff like that unless they plan on releasing it into the theaters. So
yeah,
but overall I do feel that it was a decent movie. I'd probably end up picking it up for a few bucks to add it to my collection behind me. So,
well, you mentioned the collection behind you, and I've bought now about 6 or 7 DVDs that'll be coming this week based on this little hunt for different movies. And I've managed to do a pretty good job. I'm proud of my stealthy shopping skills on eBay, because I've got movies for as low as $3 that I needed for this collection. So, but we've got about 18 titles that I've come up with so far. And if there's a movie that you guys want us to review, then drop it in the comments. Chances are it's already on the list, but I'm looking for the ones that I don't know about.
Absolutely.
Prime Time in the house. Ancient Clown joining us. And we are also streaming simultaneously on Twitch. So for the Twitch audience out there, whether it's live or on demand, thank you so much. If you want to see the full content that we have here in the nation, you have to join us on YouTube for that, because I don't have the ability to dual stream our events, only our talk shows. So we can give you some more entertainment that way. Not a problem there. Okay, now we're going to get into the spoilers at this point in time. So if you want to check this movie out and not know anything more than what you saw in the trailer already, then you might want to just step out and maybe come back and catch the last part of this review afterwards. So we'll give you the official 5-second count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spoilers. Here we go. So Ziggler plays a cop, and to the point Jay made, he's not easy to get along with. He's gone through 6 partners in how many years? 2 years?
3 years.
6 partner, 2 a year. That's what it was. So he's not the easiest guy to get along with. He tries to be humorous, pulls it off in a few moments. The best, for me, the best laugh of the night was in the trailer. And that's where he's running through the arena backstage at the WWE event, which, of course, they had to tie something in, right? And to Miro, it looks to him like some guy's chasing another guy. So he's getting ready to knock Ziggler out. And he said, no, I'm a cop. Well, he had just been relieved of his duties recently, so he doesn't have his gun or badge anymore. So Miro looks at him and says, let me see your badge. He says, oh, it's right here. And he super kicks him in the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my favorite moment in the movie. What about you? Anything particular stood out?
I like that. I think in the very beginning, your first scenes when he's with his partner, but you don't know it's his partner, and the guy keeps claiming that he's a cop. And so to prove to him that he's not a cop, or he is a cop, however he phrased it, Ziggler pulls out his gun and shoots him. And then you come to find out that it just barely hit his vest later on. And he's like, well, it was only a flesh wound. I mean, what do you want from me? So I like that. And there's a couple other little tidbits here and there where he does pull out these one-liners and things like that when he's going back and forth with Catherine a few times. They have some decent comedy interaction, so it's got a nice mix of the action and the comedy in there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, they couldn't hit it out of the park the way the Lethal Weapons did, but they didn't have the acting team, they didn't have the directing team, they didn't have the special effects team.
Right.
So for what budget I'm sure they ran out of, then I guess that's about as good a movie as you're going to get. Now, I know it's not a glowing review, but considering some of the other movies on this list that we're going to be getting to eventually, trust me when I tell you, this is not the bottom.
And it's not like you've got to pay for it. I mean, just download the Tubi app and it's right there, and you just watch a few commercials here and there, and you've got it for free. So it ain't like you're going to spend money to actually see it. It is a good one to see for free, definitely.
That is such a good point. 100%. Yeah, Tubi's got, I think, 3 of the movies that are on my list. And I think 2 might be on Amazon Prime, which most people have that. And then everything else I've either had on DVD already or I'm ordering. You know what? No, we're going to leave the subject for just a moment. Out of all the movies I was trying to locate and get a copy of, you would not believe which one is selling used DVD, and that's like the only way to get it, at a ridiculous price of almost $30. And that's the lowest.
Really?
What movie do you think that would be in the world of wrestling?
I'll just say No Holds Barred, just because that would be ridiculous.
And you'd be 100% right.
Really?
No Holds Barred, man. You can't. I mean, if anyone finds one for $10 or less, let me know. But I happen to have a burn copy that I had gotten. But I figured, you know what? I should have it in my collection. But I figured, didn't it sell $9.99?
I can see it if you're a 80s buff or you collect wrestling memorabilia, stuff like that. Yeah, I can see paying $30, but not for me. I mean, I'll watch it again, but it's not one that I have to have. So yeah, 30 is not going to do it for me. So.
That movie is so bad it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
the only other movie? The only other movie I can think of that comes close to that was what was it? Where he has on the boat. He's Trouble in Paradise. Is that what it's called?
Oh, Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder.
But that was a TV show. And that was
they had a movie first. They did a movie first, and then it spun off into a TV show. So
spun out is more like it, but yeah. People in the chat are surprised to hear a $30 price tag. Don't be surprised. I was shocked, utterly shocked by that one. Primetime asked about the Marine 4 starring Dean Ambrose. I knew there was someone else that we forgot starred in a movie in the series. So
I went on Google today and I was looking through all the WWE movies, and yes, he is in the Marine 4. Yep.
So I have not seen that one. I'm sure we'll get. I didn't list all the Marine movies only because there are that many of them. But
there's 6. I was surprised that there were 6 of them.
There were. So we'll get through them eventually over time. I'm not sure what order they're going to be in that we're watching them in, but we'll definitely get to them. I haven't seen most of them, happy to say. So there's that. Back to this movie, however, with Dolph Ziggler countdown. I know we got sidetracked. It happens. Again, he's a cop. He has a hard time getting along well with others. And as time progresses in the movie, we find out a little bit more about what happened to him. And it's because his son was killed by a drunk driver, and he was within seconds of saving his son, of grabbing him out of the way of the vehicle, but couldn't get there in time. So this movie, he ends up infiltrating a Russian crime wave where they are selling guns to people that shouldn't be having these guns, and he manages to sneak his way in, manages to get this big kingpin arrested, and now there's payback for that. So the Russian mafia is now after Dolph Ziggler, and they do so by getting a Russian kid, tying him up, and strapping a bomb to him, and then live streaming it strictly to the police department so that they can see what's going on. And he has to get them $2 million, I think it was $16.36, within 24 hours, was it?
Yeah. And another thing that they should know about is that Dolph's been receiving these letters from this person for a year now, and this last one was the 1-year anniversary of him receiving these letters, and that's when everything basically comes to a head. Yeah.
So I thought it was, what it was. There was as good a story as you're going to get on that. I mean, so now you got some Lethal Weapon vibes going on, a little bit of Taken kind of working in there. You get different stuff that I kind of felt different influences may have played a role in the writing of this one.
Right.
They didn't break any new ground, certainly. And now the whole deal is getting this money back to the people that need it so that the kid gets to survive. And then they still have to find the kid and save him.
Right.
At the end of the day, I say it's a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's not even something I would go out of my way to watch. But if you're looking for something to watch with wrestlers involved in it, you could do worse.
And not only that, you get a nice little bit of in-ring action here and there while they're at the arena too. So, and you get to see guys that's no longer with WWE anymore, like Big Show, like Miro, the tag team.
Oh, the Ascension.
Yes, thank you. I saw their faces, couldn't think of the name.
I do it all the time. Yeah, we were watching. They had so many different guys and girls that are no longer on their roster. It looked like an AEW invasion backstage.
Yeah, actually it did.
So
they showed,
anyway.
well, you got to see Dean Ambrose. You know, he was doing push-ups in the hallway and stuff like that. So, you know.
Fingertip style.
Right.
I
didn't look that close. I just saw him doing the push-ups.
Oh, I was watching that, baby. I do my share of push-ups, and I was looking at that, and I was like, I'll give that a shot, I guess, and haven't tried it yet. Maybe later. All right. So at the end of the day, go ahead.
I was just going to say it does kind of date itself because, you know, you see the guys, and you've got Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. They're in their Shield outfit, so that pretty much tells you what area this was in back when it was made. So
I think it was 2008.
Yeah, right around there. Yeah,
I think that's what I had seen, but I've been watching a lot of different things lately, so I could be confusing that with something else. Primetime's asking, do you remember a movie with Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, Tonga Kid, Barbarian, Tijo Khan, Bruno, Iron Sheik, and I'm thinking it's Body Slam, although I didn't remember Flair being in there.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because Piper and Tonga
I do think it was Body
Slam together. Yeah, and that is on the list, I assure you, because that's actually one of my favorites. It's a bad movie, don't get me wrong, but it's a good bad movie. So we will definitely be reviewing that one in the not too distant future as well. That's on the list. But thanks for throwing it out there.
That's right.
Pop H, old sugar lips. It's Thunder Lips, man.
Oh yeah, his name from Rocky 3. Yeah,
which was my favorite Rocky movie in the series, even though it was not the best. It was reeking of 80s.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. T, and realistically, that was the birth of WrestleMania. I don't care what anyone says about the Rock and Wrestling connection. If there's no Rocky 3, there's no WrestleMania.
And here's a little fact, since we're on that subject. Vince did not want Hogan to do that movie because he thought it would ruin his what he had planned for Hogan. And Hogan finally was able to work out a deal with him where he was able to do it. And if he hadn't, would Hogan have been as big a star as he would have? I don't think so.
No, absolutely not. I didn't know about Vince not wanting. I knew that Vern Gagne wouldn't let him, and that's kind of when he walked away from AWA.
Right. Vince. Yeah, because he was going to, Vince said, I want to bring you in as my champion, but I don't want you to do some cheesy movie. He's like, Hogan finally said, well, if you want me, you'll let me do this. And basically Hogan went and did it, and they were off and running at that point.
You mean to tell me Vince McMahon doesn't know everything? Holy shit.
I know, right?
Breaking news. Speaking of breaking news, by the way, let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
This Tuesday, August 30th, the Nation Network is invaded.
Hey, what's up? It's Jesse, the ODB Creasa, one dirty bitch. I got big news, guys.
Find out what happens when Vince McSham goes one-on-one with ODB.
That's right. Jesse, the ODB, wrote a mother trucking book
sharing stories about her career and the life after wrestling.
And it's been a hell of a journey, and it's just awesome to finally make a dream come true, and it's all because of you guys.
Pre-order her new book and qualify for possible gifts, including signed ring gear, ring-worn apparel, and 8x10s.
Wrestling's been half my life, and I'm excited to share some little dirt in there. You guys are going to get a kick out of this book. It's funny, and it's me writing it all through my eyes. And yes, if you are a bitch or a dick to me, I'm calling your ass out. Love you all. Thank you for all the support. Bam!
See what happens this Tuesday, August 30th, when ODB invades the Nation Network.
All right, we had to postpone this, as you guys know, and it is 1 week from today. So next Tuesday. So the date is wrong on the ad, but everything else is still the same, and it'll be next Tuesday right here. I am planning at the moment 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's in Minnesota, so it's an hour difference. I have to make sure that works out for her schedule. So more to come on that, but plan on 7 p.m. next Tuesday. Be here, have questions. What a fun person this is to talk to. I'm telling you from experience, I'm very much looking forward to next Tuesday. It is going to blow the doors down on this Nation Network.
I can't wait.
All right. Me neither. Well, I thank you guys for joining us here. And once again, the premiere episode of Countdown. Special thank you to Jay for sitting through it with me and doing it again above and beyond the Call of Duty. We'll be back with another exciting edition of At the Movies probably next week. I think it's going to be like a once a week thing. And
that works.
There we go. Once a week. And that means you guys are going to have to throw some more movie titles out there because I've only got about 18 so far. That doesn't last a whole lot of weeks. We got 52 in a year. All right. Everyone be safe. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you again, Jay. And we will see you real soon right back here on the Nation Network.
Peace.